welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Michael J. Bunch, and I'm an author working on my first dark fantasy novel. In today's video, we'll be discussing pantsing versus outlining, or gardener versus architect. Me personally, I think I lean a bit more into gardener, but I force myself to dabble in the architect as much as possible. Usually I set aside some time each week to review my outline. I like to update or reorient myself in the narrative. So let's dive into the pros of each method and then share some tips for both outliners and pantsers. I'll also talk a bit about my personal experience with both approaches and how you might find the best balance for your writing process. So the pros of outlining. One is structure and direction. Having a clear outline provides a roadmap for your story. It helps ensure that you know where you're headed, which can be a lifesaver if you're prone to writer's block. For instance, if you know that your protagonist must confront their fear, in Chapter 10, you can work towards that goal systematically, building tension and developing along the way. Number 2, consistency and coherence. Outlining helps maintain consistency in your plot and character development. It ensures that your story has a logical flow and that you don't forget important details. This is particularly crucial in genres like fantasy, where world building and complex plot lines need to stay coherent throughout the narrative. Number 3, efficient writing. With a plan in place, you can write more efficiently. You won't spend as much time wondering what should happen next because you've already figured it out. This efficiency can be a huge boon, especially if you have limited writing time and need to make the most of each session. Number 4 is better time management. Outlining can help you manage your writing time more efficiently. You can set goals for each writing session, knowing exactly what scenes or chapters you need to work on. This can help you avoid the feeling of being overwhelmed by the sheer volume of your project. Number 5, easier revisions. When it comes time to revise, having an outline makes it easier to identify where changes need to be made. You can see the big picture and how each part of your story fits together. For example, if you realize a plot twist in Chapter 12 contradicts something in Chapter 5, you can easily go back and adjust the necessary sections. For example, when I started my novel, I had a general idea of the major plot points. Creating a detailed outline helped me see the progression of events more clearly. It was like having a roadmap that guided me through the uncharted territories of my story. Pros of pantsing. Number 1 is creative freedom. Pantsing allows for maximum creativity. You're free to follow your inspiration wherever it leads, which can result in unexpected and exciting developments in your story. This method can often produce plot twists and character arcs that are more organic and surprising, even to you as the writer. Number 2, character-driven stories. This method can lead to more organic character development. Your characters evolve naturally as you write, often leading to more believable and engaging narratives. Characters can take on lives of their own, sometimes steering the plot in directions you hadn't originally planned. Number 3 is flexibility. Without a rigid outline, you can easily adapt your story as new ideas come to you. This flexibility can make your writing feel more dynamic and spontaneous. For example, you might introduce a minor character on a whim who turns out to be crucial to the plot. Number 4 is discovery writing. For some writers, the joy of writing comes from discovering the story as they go. Pantsing keeps the process fresh and exciting because you're always exploring new possibilities. Each writing session becomes an adventure where the destination is unknown but the journey is thrilling. Number 5, natural flow. Pantsing often results in a more natural and fluid writing style. Since you're not confined to a predetermined path, your writing can flow more freely. This can make the process feel more lively and less forced, capturing the raw essence of your creativity. For example, in my own writing, I've had moments where a character did something completely unexpected, changing the direction of the plot, and these surprises kept me engaged and often led to some of the most compelling parts of my story. So now I'm going to give some tips for outliners and pantsers. So first is the outliner or the architect. For number 1, start with a broad outline. Begin with a broad outline that covers the main plot points of your story. This will give you a clear direction without feeling too restrictive. Think of it as a skeleton that you will gradually flesh out with details. Number 2, break it down. Divide your outline into smaller sections, such as chapters or scenes. This makes the writing process more manageable and less overwhelming. You can even outline each chapter with key events and character actions to keep things organized. Number 3, be flexible. While it's important to have a plan, be open to making changes as you write. Sometimes your story will take unexpected turns that are worth exploring. Allow yourself the freedom to deviate from the outline if a better idea comes along. Number 4, use tools. Consider using the outlining tools or software such as Scrivener or mind mapping apps. These can help organize your thoughts and keep track of your progress. Digital tools offer flexibility and can help you visualize the structure of your story. Number 5, revisit regularly. Make it a habit to review and update your outline regularly. This will help you stay on track and ensure that your story remains cohesive. Set aside time each week to go over your outline and make any necessary adjustments. For example, I use Scrivener to organize my chapters and scenes. It allows me to easily move sections around and see how different parts of the story fit together. Regularly revisiting my outline helps me stay focused and ensures that I don't lose sight of the big picture. 5 tips for a pantser or a gardener. Number 1, follow your instincts. Trust your gut and let your creativity guide you. If you have a sudden inspiration, don't hesitate to follow it, even if it deviates from your initial idea. Embrace the spontaneity and see where it leads you. Number 2, keep notes. Even if you're not outlining, keep notes of key plot points, character traits, and important events. This will help you maintain some level of organization and avoid plot holes. Consider keeping a writing journal where you jot down ideas and important details. Number 3, set goals. Set small, achievable writing goals for each session. This can help keep you motivated and ensure that you're making steady progress. Focus on writing a certain number of words or completing a scene each day. Number 4, embrace the mess. Understand that pantsing can be messy, and that's okay. Your first draft doesn't need to be perfect. Focus on getting your ideas down and worry about polishing later. Remember, you can always revise and refine your work in subsequent drafts. And number 5, revise thoroughly. Because pantsing can lead to a more chaotic first draft, be prepared to spend extra time on revisions. This is your chance to refine and tighten your story. Look for inconsistencies, plot holes, and areas that need more development. For example, when I'm pantsing, I keep a notebook by my side to jot down any important ideas or details. This helps me stay somewhat organized without feeling constrained by an outline. I also set a daily word count goal to keep myself productive. So, my personal experience, finding the right balance between outlining and pantsing can be a journey in itself. For my dark fantasy novel, I started with a loose outline to give myself some direction, but allowed for plenty of flexibility. I found that having a general roadmap helped me stay focused. while the freedom to explore new ideas kept my creativity alive. There were times when I deviated significantly from my outline because a new idea or character development felt more compelling. I would just adjust my outline to accommodate those changes, creating a hybrid approach that worked well for me. This blend of structure and spontaneity allowed me to harness the strengths of both methods. And final thoughts, whether you're an outliner or a pantser, the most important thing is to find a method that works best for you. Writing is a deeply personal and unique process, and what works for one person might not work for another. Experiment with both approaches and don't be afraid to combine elements of each to create your own writing style. So thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment below sharing whether you're an outliner or a pantser or any tips that you might have. Thank you.